Hi, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. Yesterday, we spoke of a few problems which are minor problems, and we spoke about four of them. Today, we're going to talk about more problems, right? So, what are the four things that we spoke of yesterday? We spoke of the ceiling felt, hinges on a door, the weep hole, and a drip mold. If you click on the link above, it will take you to that video for you to understand what these are and how they are important and how you can look for it yourselves, right? So today we're going to be talking about four other points. Today we're going to talk about slope in a balcony, slope in a terrace, slope in the toilet, and then we're going to talk about steps. The height of the stairs, the tread, that's where you put your foot, and also the balustrades, that is the distance between the two vertical members, that is that rod or a wooden thing that goes from the handrail all the way to the step. And we'll also talk about your sprinkler system, right? So let's start. The slope. All of us know that if the slope is not proper or not sufficient, then water tends to stagnate. As you can see here, in the balcony here, it appears that the slope is insufficient, right? So this means that water is not flowing comfortably from where it lands to the outlet pipe. And as you can understand, the slope on a balcony is different from the slope in the bathroom, is different from the slope in the terrace. Now, why is this? If you think about it logically, when you're taking a shower or you're taking a bath, the water needs to flow away faster than when it's on a balcony or on a terrace, because you don't want to stand in the puddle of your own water when you're taking a bath. So that means the slope is greater. So in the wet area in the toilet, the slope is 1 in 60. What that means is, for every 60 units that you travel, the slope is 1 unit. So if you are 60 centimeters, it comes down by a slope of 1. If it's 60 meters, it's a slope of 1 meter. So that's in the wet area of the toilet. The wet area of the toilet is where you stand and take a shower or you use the water. The dry area is where you generally stand and brush your teeth or shave or something like that. And as you can see, the slope is greater because the water needs to flow away faster. Then on the balcony, the slope is 1 in 100, right? So the water needs to flow, but not as fast as in the wet area of your toilets. Then if you go to the terrace, there is a slope, but it's a slightly more gentle slope, right? So that is what the slope on the terrace is 1 in 120. Let's go to the next point, the staircase. If you watch the Big Bang Theory, Sheldon talks about the steps and how even if it is off by 2 or 3 millimeters, somebody would trip, right? There's a very famous experiment of a step being of a different height on YouTube, which you can take a look at. It's in a New York subway. But what they are trying to say is the height of the staircase, which is called the riser, needs to be constant, and it should not be more than 15 centimeters according to the Bureau of Indian Standards, National Building Code. And the tread should have a minimum of 27.5 centimeters. This means that you can easily travel, and pretty much most of them can climb. The reason why they have the riser to be 15 centimeters is, even if you're a young child or an elderly person, it's easy for you to climb, right? And the tread should be wide enough that you can place your full foot on there. If it's short or small, then you can't really climb easily. So that's the thing. You can measure it yourself to see if it's within the standards. Now let's take a look at the other part of the staircase, which are the balustrades. Now, I've had a situation where one of my friends had a rope running across the balustrades. Then we checked why. Now, he happened to say that his child slipped through the balustrades and fell. I mean, that's crazy. Think about it. I mean, your child falls from the first floor on the ground. Luckily, nothing happened. His child fell on the sofa and the child is fine. So that's why the building code says your balustrade should not be wider than 4 inches or 10 centimeters approximately, right? 2.54 centimeters to an inch times 4, right? So you need to make sure that it's not more than 4 inches. So you can take a look at that yourself, because that is a safety. if it's wider, then a small child can go through it. So that's the reason why this is there. You can take a look at it and make sure that you are in safe hands yourself. Now, talking about safety, let's move on to another part, the fire sprinkler. So why is there a fire sprinkler? It's a fire suppressant, right? So this suppresses the fire. If there is a fire, then it comes on and extinguishes the fire and excuse me, where it is. So we've seen that in a lot of cases when we are providing our home inspection service, that people get their work done as in the people get their cabinets built or get false ceilings done. Please be sure that you make sure that the fire suppressant or the fire sprinkler is not covered. If this gets covered, then God forbid something happens and there is a fire, then the fire system will come on but will not be effective because you have blocked it. What is the point of having this and you blocking it yourself? The other thing is it comes with a cap. Make sure that when you take possession of your apartment, the cap is removed, because this makes sure that the fire is then able to melt the bulb, which then releases the water. So this is something that is required. Please make sure that nobody touches or disturbs this. And if you are getting interior works done, talk to your builder if you need to have it moved. Don't do it yourself, right? This is not something that is advisable. It is always better that you get somebody to do it for you. Please reach out to us if you want anything for your apartment or an apartment that you've taken. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you get more of these fantastic videos. Thank you. See you soon. Bye bye.